Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. On a sunny afternoon in Mönchengladbach, this is Alan Fountain saying welcome to the Birkelberg Stadium, where today the home side, Borussia Mönchengladbach, take on Borussia Dortmund in a clash that has always produced plenty of excitement in the past. Let's hope it's the same today. Gladbach playing in white shirts with green and black facings. Dortmund today, normally they play in yellow and black, of course, but because if you've got a black and white television, yellow and white look the same. Dortmund playing in red shirts, very unusual for them. Gladbach have Kamps in goal, Winkholt, Fronzek, Aichin, Straka, Effenberg, Bruns, Langer, Kopp, Hochstetter and Kreens. Gladbach severely handicapped this afternoon through injury to key players. I'll be telling you more about that later as the game gets underway. The captain's tossing up. Our referee today, Mr. Aaron Schmidhuber, a member of the FIFA list, so he's one of West Germany's top referees. Borussia Dortmund, Wolfgang, or Teddy de Beer as he's known, in goal. Lusch, Kutowski, Kroot, Helmer, McLeod, Müller, Zorc, Dickel, Breitske and Mills. And one or two injury problems too for Borussia Dortmund. The most notable face missing from the lineup, that of Michael Rummenigge, bought for over €1 million at the start of the season from Bayern Munich. Superb conditions, a very warm afternoon for late March. A big crowd. Dortmund, one of the best supported sides in the Bundesliga, and they've brought a lot of fans with them here. It's not far by car, a good hour's drive from Dortmund to Gladbach, and I reckon about 10,000 Dortmund fans have made the trip here, so they'll be making themselves felt very definitely in song and support for their home, for their side, playing of course away today. Dortmund, incidentally, the side with the best home attendance in the Bundesliga. Their average crowd bigger even than that at Bayern Munich. 31,500 spectators for every one of Dortmund's home games on average. There's Jörg Kreens inside to Christian Hochstetter, and the tackle coming in from Thomas Kroot. So the first corner kick of the afternoon to Borussia Mönchengladbach, playing very well at the moment. Gladbach in 5th place in the table, 23 points from 20 games. They're a long way behind the leaders Bayern Munich. Corner kick from Effenberg. That'll be another one. Gladbach 10 points behind Bayern. But Bayern, of course, a big lead at the top of the table. Bayern themselves 5 points ahead of second place Cologne. So Gladbach, if you like, only 5 points behind the second place side. Effenberg once again. This is Thomas Effenberg, good tackle out from Winkholt. The ball coming off Michael Lusch for a throw-in. Dortmund, they're down in 11th place in the table. I say down in 11th place, but the actual positions don't count for much because only 2 points separate 7 clubs in the Bundesliga. So a win here today, in fact, would see Dortmund draw level on points with Mönchengladbach, although Gladbach have played 1 game fewer than the visitors here today. Mönchengladbach, one of 4 sides unbeaten at home this season. Pretty good home record. They've won 6, drawn 4 of their 10 home matches, scored 20 goals, so that's an average of 2 goals a game in front of their own crowd. It's Fronzek. That's Aichin. Nice interception there by Scottish international Murdo McLeod. And that tackle coming in from Jürgen Langer. The sun shining down on us here. Very, very pleasant afternoon indeed. Probably one reason why there's such a big crowd out here, although it is. But this morning it was a bit cool, but the sun has warmed things up. A bit of frost on the car, a bit strange for late March, but a clear blue sky and the sun really has warmed things up. Number 7 is the young star of the Dortmund side, Andreas Müller, leaving it for Kutowski. What a good header coming in there That was Michel Zorc, the captain, stealing round the back of the Gladbach defence and getting in a good header. But Uwe Kamps firmly positioned at the right-hand post. There's Lusch. Dickel. It's Norbert Dickel, 10 goals he's got for Dortmund so far this season. It's Andy Müller, shadowed by Effenberg. And a bit of a mix-up there. That's not pleasing Horst Kuppel, the Dortmund coach. Kuppel himself, a Gladbach player for 9 seasons, enjoyed a lot of success. Did Horst Kuppel. This was a very, very happy ground for him indeed. Aichin, good ball. Effenberg touching it to Lange. It's Hans-Günther Bruns, the Gladbach captain. It's not a bad ball at all, a great chance. Oh, fine save. But the flag had gone up for offside against young Thomas Effenberg. The young man who's really made his mark on the side. We get a slow motion replay, look at that. Yeah, Effenberg using his hand there and well spotted by the linesman. Effenberg only 19 years of age, but a definite prospect for the future. Effenberg beaten this time. Christian Holstetter, can he get his shot in? He's got Kotowski with him. A nice back heel to Kreens, and a great tackle from Kotowski. Oh, that was a silly tackle from Andre Winkholt, and I think Mr. Theobald, yes, having a word, Mr. Schmidhuber having a word with Andre Winkholt for that tackle on Andy Müller. Thomas Krupp just turning the ball back. It's Murdo McLeod, Scotsman in his 2nd season with Dortmund. Frank Mill being penalised by the referee. There's Wolf Werner, the man with the spectacles, in our picture on the right-hand side with the blonde hair. We'll be getting another look at him, I'm certain, later. Wolf Werner, the Mönchengladbach coach. And the red shirts of Dortmund, today supported by the fans wearing black and yellow, because this, of course, is Dortmund's 2nd strip. There's Lusch. Frank Mill popping up on the right. Well, Mill beaten by Kopp. There's Wolf Werner once again, the Gladbach coach. It's Effenberg. And Hans-Günther Bruns really sailing into that tackle. Rather stylish jersey that Uwe Kamps is wearing, the Mönchengladbach goalkeeper. Bruns. McLeod recovering well, but allowing the ball, after I'd said that, to run over the touchline, a throw-in to Borussia Mönchengladbach. Taken by Lange. What a nice header, Kopp! Neat header there from Hans-Jörg Kreens down to the young man in our picture, the little figure of Guido Kopp, playing his 1st game in the Bundesliga today. Bit of a surprise selection that actually by Wolf Werner, because Günther Thiele, who cost Gladbach over £1 million marks from Fortuna Düsseldorf 2 years ago, is sitting on the bench today. His place going to a 24-year-old man who's still an amateur. Bruns. Midway through the 1st half, the scoreline still Mönchengladbach 0, Dortmund 0. And the free kick awarded against Christian Hochstetter. Until they travelled to Bremen last weekend, Gladbach hadn't lost since September last year. That's a spell of over 6 months. It's Christian Hochstetter. Oh, terrible cross. But Gladbach's 6-month run of success, or at least without having lost, came to an end in Bremen, where they were beaten by 2-0 by the champions. Hochstetter once again losing control. That was a neat back heel to Hochstetter. Dortmund themselves not playing badly at the moment. They've only lost once in 5 games, and that was by 3-2, that only defeat in Kaiserslautern. They were very, very unfortunate to lose that one. Last week, Dortmund beat Leverkusen by 2-1. Vincourt losing out there. Good tackle by Kroot, trying to go through on his own. But Uwe Kamps in his very fetching lilac sweater with the stars on it. Intercepted by McLeod. Langer with the throw. Oh, neat back heel from Kopp. Headed away by Helmer. And a chance for Dortmund to counter-attack. It's Frank Mill. Mill shouldered off the ball there by Hans-Günther Bruns, or rather elbowed off it, because of course the shoulder charge is still legal in soccer. You don't often see them these days, the traditional old-fashioned shoulder charge, where I think Hans-Günther Bruns, they're really using his arm to push Frank Mill off the ball. This is Thomas Kroot. Müller taking on his mark. Up goes Dickel. Oh, just beaten to it, Gladbach defender. Just edging the ball away from the big Dortmund striker. It's Christian Hochstetter. Once again pushing the ball too far ahead and losing control. And Dortmund yet again, this time through Andy Müller. Lusch is with him. Müller, nice ball to Lusch. Fires one in, going for the near post, but not enough direction. Michael Lusch, 24-year-old defender. And just a small section of the huge Dortmund contingent that have come to support their side. And Dortmund pretty good away from home, you know, in the Bundesliga. Only 3 clubs have a better away record. And all those 3 clubs that have played better on opponents' grounds than Dortmund, well, they're all in the top 4 in the Bundesliga. This is Dortmund's 12th away game of the season, and in the other 11, they took 9 points. So that's not bad, 9 out of a possible 22 on opponents' grounds. A couple of wins and 5 draws. The 2 wins were by 3-0 in Mannheim, and a couple of weeks ago, a very impressive 3-1 win in Stuttgart. That's neat play from Breitsker. Good footwork there. Was he brought down? The Dortmund fans screamed for a penalty. Breitsker himself thinks he was brought down. And the referee awards a corner kick. The Dortmund fans not happy with that. And here we see the nice play from Breitsker, chipping the ball over Winkholt's head. Well, it certainly looked to me like Winkholt pushed him down there. A lucky decision for Gladbach. I don't think anyone would really have complained if the referee had given a penalty kick. Frontsek clearing, Hochstetter bringing the ball down. Langer, nice touch on, Kopp out on the right. There's only Langer up in the middle. And Aishin coming through there, but the safe hands of Teddy Dubert saved the situation. And somebody's thrown a rocket onto the field, or fired one onto the field. Bit silly that. Once again, it's Breitsker on the left. Turning it inside to Norbert Dickel. Andy Muller's up in support. And I think the referee will give the free kick for the first offence, which was committed by Dickel. And he has the free kick to Mönchengladbach. Langer. There's Lusch. And the push in the back on Lusch by number 4, Thomas Aishin. The Gladbach fans, everyone today, I think, enjoying the warm weather. We've had a pretty miserable last 10 days here in the west of West Germany. It's been raining almost persistently, and it's nice to see some blue skies for a change. Murdo McLeod. There's Thomas Helmer coming up in attack. Back to McLeod. This is Aishin. Kreens. Gladbach playing some nice one-touch stuff here. Langer. It's Kopp. Shouted by Lusch. It should be a corner kick. What's the... Oh no, they're not out of play. The ball must have been still on the line. And a bit of theatrical stuff there by Kopp. That's silly. That really ought to be stopped in the Bundesliga. And the yellow card shown to Murdo McLeod, but we all saw the way, really, that Kopp fell down there as though McLeod had punched him. And the obvious intention by the Mönchengladbach player was to try and get McLeod sent off. Now let's just watch this. Kopp playing the dead man there, very, very silly. McLeod, I think, a little unfortunate there because the Mönchengladbach player did have hold of him. And Straka climbing up onto the back of the Dortmund defender, so the free kick awarded. As František Straka joined Gladbach at the start of the season from Czechoslovakia. So about a minute to go at a half-time. It's still Gladbach 0, Dortmund 0, and the first substitution of the game, the Dortmund captain Frank Mill going off. That's a good cross. Oh, De Beer lost it. Was the ball out of play? The linesman on the far corner flags as it was, so it'll be a goal kick. So a blow there to Dortmund, their striker Frank Mill, and also who in fact used to be the club captain. The captain now, of course, is Michael Zorc. The former club captain Frank Mill going off, and he's been replaced by number 14, Mark Strudal. And there goes the whistle for the end of the first half. Attacking play by both sides, but I'm afraid very few goal-scoring opportunities created. Still, it's nice to see the two teams, especially the away side Dortmund, taking a refreshing attacking approach. Gladbach 0, Dortmund 0. Join me for the second half. So Borussia Dortmund playing today in the rather strange red shirts with white shorts instead of their traditional yellow and black outfit. Get the match underway, the second half. There's no score here in the Birkelberg Stadium in Mönchengladbach. Gladbach 0, Dortmund 0. And no further substitutions, I see. So the only side that have brought on a replacement, Dortmund, taking off Frank Mill just before half-time and replacing him with Mark Strudal. Strudal wearing number 14. McLeod. And both sets of fans in fine voice this afternoon. Gladbach have always complained about sort of poor crowds here in the Birkelberg Stadium. Their average this season is only about 14,000, which is less than half of what Dortmund get. But Dortmund today brought around about 10,000, I'd suggest. The official attendance I've been given. Kareem's coming in, but blocked out there by Kutowski. Well, Werner, excitement tearing him from his seat, does a lovely through ball. And Kareem's just having his shot blocked by Günther Kutowski. The official attendance I was going to give you just under 30,000, 29,500 fans here today. And that is Mönchengladbach's best home attendance of the season. Room's chipping over, that's a nice one. De Beer's lost it. Chaka, oh, what a save by De Beer. Oh, he certainly made up for that. The header was from Fronczek. Bruns put over the corner, De Beer came out, he lost it. That was bad goalkeeping. František Straka chipped the ball back. Now watch De Beer come out, he loses the ball. Straka chips it over with his left foot, straight onto Fronczek's head. But my goodness, what a brilliant save then from De Beer. Lush, that's intelligent play, the space there. The throw to Dortmund, the tackle coming in from Andre Winkholt. Kopp finding Aichin. That's a good ball, Langer's onside. Oh, he should have had that one on target. Good chance that for Jürgen Langer. Should have put that one on the goal. 22 years of age. Of course, it's situations like that call for a lot of nerve. De Beer had narrowed the angle well. The goalkeeper came out off his line. But it was still a bit of a wild shot from Langer. Lush, Thomas Kroos, number 4, who's changing the direction of the attack, finding Murdo McLeod. It's going to Breitsker. Breitsker slipping his marker. That was good footwork from Breitsker. And Langer just pulling him down. Breitsker, in his first season in the Bundesliga, he really has had a tremendous start to his career. He's played 18 games for Dortmund, and he's scored 6 goals, and that is a young man in our picture there who last season was playing amateur football here in West Germany. It's Andy Müller, the free kick specialist. Oh, what a chance there for Mark Strudal, the first time we've seen the 21-year-old substitute in action. The free kick floated over by Andy Müller. And Strudal allowed to bring the ball down and get a shot in. And Dortmund this afternoon having to do without the services of Michael Rummenigge. In midfield, Rummenigge had an ankle injury. He turned his ankle in training on Tuesday. And despite frantic efforts by the backroom boys to get him fit, excuse me, Rummenigge failed a late fitness test, so he's having to watch the game on the bench. Dortmund, of course, also without Matthias Mühlender, who joined them from Bremen at the start of the season. Mühlender's had a bad knee injury, and he won't be playing for a couple of weeks yet. It's Effenberg. Nice ball. Inside, playing it first time. Kopp laying it back to Langer. Langer chipping the ball over there, and Christian Hofstetter couldn't get anywhere near it. So, still both sides taking a very pleasing attacking approach. Dortmund certainly haven't come to Gladbach to defend. Claims for handball, the referee ignores them. Bruns. Stracker. Back to Aichin. Vincolt. Gladbach will have to rebuild. The Dortmund side coming out very quickly. It's Andre Vincolt. That's good playing it first time very quickly, looking for Norbert Dickel. And this is Andy Müller. Müller with a chance. And has to check. Right, let's get to Müller. It's Murdo McLeod. Nice bit of play there by Kutowski. It's Thomas Kroot. There's Müller. Andy Müller, one of the hottest properties in West German soccer. Cost over 2 million marks from Frankfurt a couple of seasons ago. And a lot of people at the time thought that Frankfurt were mad to let a player like Andy Müller go, and especially for a sum as relatively cheap as 2.2 million. Michel Fronzek, it seems like he'll be playing for Stuttgart next season. Hasn't signed the contract yet, but all the indications are that he will go to the southern German side. Good ball inside from Vincolt to Bruns. Nice pass from Bruns to Hochstetter. He finds Effenberg. This is Langer trying to go round McLeod. That'll be a corner. Bruns with the corner. First time shot. Fronzek. And Effenberg doing a little dive there that impressed the crowd, but certainly didn't impress Thomas Kroot of Dortmund. He thinks the referee gave the wrong decision. Match very firmly under control, Mr. Schmidhuber, but of course, as a member of the FIFA list, he's one of West Germany's top referees. It's Christian Hochstetter. Long throw, headed away for a corner by Thomas Helmer. Dortmund only won once here in Gladbach in 10 years. Up goes De Beer, good punch that. 1 win and 3 draws in the last 10 years here for Dortmund. But last year they did get a point here. They drew 1-1. And for those of you who like statistics, I can tell you that in the corresponding fixture earlier this season in Dortmund, Gladbach got a point in a 0-0 draw. And that is still the score here after 58 minutes. It's Gladbach 0, Dortmund 0. Cute little back heel there from Effenberg. Finding Langer. And a terrible pass from Langer. I think Wolf Werner's expression there says it all. Gladbach today without three key players. Herlofsson, Buddha and Hans-Georg Dresen. Dresen likely to join Cologne in the close season, but Dresen out with a knee injury, and that knee injury could well have an effect on the transfer deal going through. It's a neat flick from Strudal. Müller, oh, what a goal! Andy Müller puts Dortmund in the lead. A neat flick from Mark Strudal, the substitute. And Andy Müller lets fly with a tremendous left foot shot. Gutowski finds Strudal. Strudal flicks it on. The distance about 25 metres. And what a bullet from Andy Müller. Great goal. And that is Müller's 5th goal of the season. Great shot. Nothing Uwe Kamps could do about that one. Warren Wolfgang, the Gladbach coach, is not happy, but they are. They're the Dortmund fans. Well, the first real chance of the afternoon for Dortmund, and Andy Müller puts the ball in the net. Dortmund's 12th goal away from home in this, their 11th game. Good away record for Dortmund. They've now scored 12 and conceded 12 on opponents' grounds. That's pretty fine going. Well, Gladbach, I told you earlier, unbeaten at home this season. 1-6, drawn 4. And that goal, perhaps just a reward for Dortmund's very positive approach. They haven't come here to defend. Even though they're without Michael Rummenigge in midfield, Dortmund, whenever possible, pushed men forward, taken the game to Gladbach, and I think that goal by Andy Müller is a just reward for their approach. It's Hans-Günther Bruns. There's Lusch, and of course the Dortmund fans now really singing. And a bit of wrestling there by number 6. It was Effenberg, but the original free kick, or the free kick given for the original offence, which was by Andy Müller. It's Kopp. The ball coming off Thomas Helmer. Very burly figure, young Guido Kopp. Borussia, well, you don't know who that's for, because the two sides playing today, the two Borussias of the Bundesliga, Mönchengladbach and Dortmund. It's Andy Müller, the goal scorer, finding Strudal. And some very loose passing there in midfield from Borussia Dortmund. This Straka. It's Kreens. Beaten by Kroot. In addition to Michael Rummenigge, who failed that late fitness test, Dortmund had a couple of other players who were doubtful. Norbert Dickel has had knee problems for quite a while, the big striker wearing number 9, and Thomas Kroot, number 4, had a knee strain. Good take there by Teddy de Geer. Langer. There's Holstetter. Oh, nice footwork by Kopp, just making space for himself. Good play indeed. Holstetter pulls it back and nobody there. But that was good thinking by Gladbach. Nice play by Kopp. Oh, that could be a yellow card. Surely. That was a professional foul, and indeed, Mr. Schmidhuber, no doubt about it. And other referees have been known to show the red card for that sort of tackle. Straka there, cynically fouling Andy Müller. He could well have been sent off. And that was a bit of luck, I think, for Gladbach. Mr. Schmidhuber deciding to show leniency, even though he did give Straka the yellow card. Screens. Heen on the left, Holstetter sprinting through the middle, Kopp flicking it on. But the referee awarding the free kick for the foul on Kreens by Thomas Kroot. And a couple of players warming up on the touchline. A couple of Mönchengladbach players. It looks to me as though coach Wolfgang is going to make a substitution. Thomas Winter and Günther Thiele I can see running up and down the touchline. Hochstetter pushing it to Bruns, fires one in. But, no direction there. And there we see the substitutions being made that I thought were on the cards. Number 12 is young Thomas Winter. He replaces Thomas Eichin, and Günther Thiele is on. The man who, to most people's surprise, was not selected, left on the bench. That was Thiele on the ball then. The man who replaced him, young Guido Kopp, has been taken off. So Thiele on for Kopp and Winter on for Eichin. Kroot. It's a good ball. That's Strudal going for it. And Gladbach, in addition to 3 players out through injury, Dreesen, Herlofsen and Buddha, they also have Bernd Kraus missing. Kraus, a regular first teamer, but of course he got his 4th yellow card last week in Bremen, and that means an automatic 1-match suspension. And Kippel making his 2nd substitution. Alexander Conrad is the young man wearing number 13, 22 years of age. Conrad replacing number 2, Michel Louche. So both coaches used up their possibilities for bringing on replacements. As Michel Louche walks off. He's covered a lot of ground this afternoon. I can imagine Louche looking a bit tired. It's Effenberg. Held back there by Breitsker, the referee playing the advantage. McLeod. Losing out. Effenberg now. Chance for Gladbach. Oh, great shot by Hochstetter. What a save by De Beer again. Hochstetter taking that one first time. Brilliant save though from Teddy De Beer. Space now for Dickel. It is pass too wide for Strudal. Not had a good game this afternoon, Norbert Dickel. It's Effenberg. Chipping it inside to Oh, Winter's brought down. Is that a penalty? No, says the referee. McLeod's tackle looking very suspicious there, but the referee disallowing a penalty kick for Gladbach. And well, he's given the foul, but outside the area. That, I think, a very, very diplomatic decision by the referee indeed. But Mr. Schmidhuber could well have given Dortmund a penalty kick for Winkholt's tackle on Breitsker earlier in the game. And Horst Köppel not too happy about that decision by the referee, because Mr. Schmidhuber has given Gladbach a corner kick. So a couple of rather dubious decisions by the referee within the space of half a minute. Horst Köppel, 9 years he played here in Gladbach, and a pretty fine player he was. Champions 5 times while Köppel was in the side, I think. And Köppel also a member of the Mönchengladbach side that won the UEFA Cup in 1975. It's Kreens. Kotowski's with him. Had a good game this afternoon, Kotowski, and once again gets the tackle in. Has had representative honours, Günther Kotowski. I think it was in the German under-21 side that he had the honour of pulling on the national team shirt. Gutowski in the middle of our picture there. One of the best defenders in the Bundesliga. As Effenberg goes over the corner kick. Oh, and a very lucky bounce for Strudal. Müller, bit of space for Andy Müller, the man who scored the goal. The one goal by which Dortmund lead Gladbach. And a foul by Michael Zorc. Quite an obvious decision, I think, for the referee. There's Norbert Dickel protesting, rather. My apologies to Zorc. Although it did look as though Winkel jumped into that tackle. And Dickel there claiming he played the ball. Maybe he was right. It's Hochstetter. It's Langer. Still Gladbach 0. Borussia Dortmund 1, and Gladbach now within 10 minutes of losing that unbeaten home record this season. Murdo MacLeod from Scotland with the throw-in for Dortmund. There by Langer, good one. Winter pushing it down, and this is Langer. It's Kreis. It's out to Fronzek. Oh, De Beer, flying save there. Played well, the Dortmund goalkeeper. A good, resolute approach by him. As Effenberg pushes it to Bruns. Bruns sizes up a shot and finds the net. It's the equaliser. Oh, a great goal from Hans-Günther Bruns. 33 years of age, the oldest player on the field. A man with a tremendous shot. No Dortmund player moves into stopping any shot in. And from 22 metres, Bruns makes it Gladbach 1, Dortmund 1. And the Dortmund defence asleep there, really. Somebody should have moved in to tackle Bruns. You can't let a player with a powerful shot like Hans-Günther Bruns have a free shot at goal from only 20 metres. So, it's now Gladbach 1, Dortmund 1. We have about 9.5 minutes left. And Gladbach surely must go for the winner. And I can imagine that Dortmund perhaps now with the end in sight will be prepared to settle for 1 point. There's Conrad. Oh, the ball lost too easily in midfield. That was a silly foul by Helmer on Thomas Winter. There's Bruns, Hans-Günther Bruns, the man they call Bruno here in Mönchengladbach. Solstetter. Effenberg. To Langer. And now comes De Beer, safe as houses, the Dortmund goalkeeper. His real name is Wolfgang, but of course when you call Beer, I think Teddy is probably the most obvious nickname of all. Good interception by Gutowski. For my money, one of the best players on the Dortmund side. Ooh, and Thomas Effenberg unnecessarily giving away a corner kick. Gunter Thiele back in defence, finds Holstetter. It's Kreens. Winkolt. Straka with space to move in. Kreens overlapping down the left. Winter's in the middle. Good cross, and once again it's De Beer who saves the situation. It's Effenberg. This is Breitsker. Number 14 is Strudal, the substitute, beaten by Bruns. And real end-to-end stuff this afternoon. We've not had too many goal-scoring opportunities created, but really, all credit to the two teams. They've tried to give value for money this afternoon, and to their refreshing attacking approach, they've certainly succeeded in pleasing the crowd. Correct decision, I think, by the referee. Just about 6 minutes of play remaining now. Still, Gladbach 1, Dortmund 1, and it was this scoreline that ended the match last year. So are we in for 2-1 all draws here between Gladbach and Dortmund in successive seasons? Schmiedel moving the wall back. Bruns once again with a shot. Gladbach's only chance of winning honours this season is, of course, in the league, because having finished 7th last year, they didn't take part in this season's UEFA Cup competition. And they were knocked out of the West German National Cup at the very first goal, losing to second division side Schalke. But Dortmund, they're in a much better position. They've made it through to the last 8 of the West German Cup. And in the quarter-finals, in just a couple of weeks' time, Dortmund play Karlsruhe at home. So Dortmund with a great chance of making it through to the semi-finals. And for them, playing at home is almost always worth a goal, because they have such a tremendously fantastic and fanatical following. For me personally, the Westfalen Stadium in Dortmund, the best ground to watch soccer in West Germany. There really is a fabulous atmosphere there. Lange. But, free kick given there against Gunter Thiele for pushing. And the crowd, at least the Mönchengladbach supporters in the crowd, giving Dortmund the bird for holding on to the ball. But I think what I said earlier after Gladbach equalised is holding true, that Dortmund are quite happy now to take 1 point from this game. And of course, a point away from home against the side 5th in the table is something to be proud of. It's Gunter Thiele. Gladbach, meanwhile, have 3 minutes to grab the winner. Oh, chance! Oh! And that, I think, was Kutowski coming back at the last minute just to hook the ball away from Hans-Jörg Kreens. Thiele, great ball from him. Lovely ball. And it's Kreens. And it was indeed Gunter Kutowski just stopping Kreens from getting a shot in. And incidentally, I told you about that fine run of Gladbach in the league that started last September. Well, it seems that 13 really is an unlucky number for Mönchengladbach, because that match in Bremen last Saturday was their 13th game in the series without defeat, and they came unstuck by 2-0. At the moment, they're drawing 1-1. Kreens, but they are well positioned. Wild slash at the ball from Fonseca, throw in for Dortmund. Of course, Kippel looks at his watch. I can tell him that we've really only got about a minute left now. Dortmund in no hurry at all to take the game to Gladbach. Thomas Kroot pushing the ball all the way back to the Bear. Dortmund happy now for the seconds to tick away, just waiting for Mr. Schmidhuber to blow his whistle. McLeod inside to Müller. We see a bit of a painful kick from Thomas Effenberg, unintentional. Sork, not seen much of the Dortmund captain this afternoon. Müller with the free kick. Breitske fouled by Lange. Breitske will stay on the floor for a while, try and waste just a few more seconds. And I think Mr. Schmitzer was saying, come on, you're not dead, get on your feet. Now Breitske, really a bit of theatrical behaviour from him too. And we have now completed the 90 minutes. Mr. Schmidhuber is adding time on for stoppages. We're into injury time, as Müller, as always for Dortmund, takes the free kick. And I think offside given the ball's in the net, but the linesman's flag up for offside. Or the Dortmund, the Mönchengladbach defenders moving out to catch Dortmund offside. There's Effenberg. And Breitske out of play. And there goes the final whistle as we see the slow motion replay of that overhead scissors kick. The score is Gladbach 1, Dortmund 1. It's the same as last year. So 2 draws in the 2 encounters between these sides this season. I must say it's been a very refreshing approach. Dortmund coming here to Gladbach not to defend but to attack. And that paid off because they led by a goal from Andy Müller. Scored on 64 minutes. It wasn't quite enough because just 10 minutes from the end, Hans-Günther Bruns equalised. I think you'd probably agree with me. A draw, a fair result here in Mönchengladbach. From me, Alan Fountain, in the Birkelberg Stadium. Hope you enjoyed the game.